Hello world, my name is Atticus and welcome back to the break room. Today, we finally reached chapter 1. It's only been, 14 episodes? Between recordings, I had a thought. I was playing solitaire, listening to the deli, and I realized we've had ourselves a call to adventure, and like any good hero, we refused that call. The end of the last episode, we received a recommendation to become senior bracers from the Roland branch, and were informed that in order to become full-fledged senior bracers, we'd have to get recommendations from all the other branches. A call to adventure. Go forth, go to Bose, Gransel, the other two whose names I've forgotten, and get recommendations there. And we refused. Said, let's wait to see what Dad says. And that's an important part for any hero's adventure. The initial call and the initial refusal. Because it sets up... The dogs are running around. Goodness. I think they're just like running back and forth up and down the hall. That's unfortunate. It sets up growth for our hero. We start with doubt. We couldn't possibly start on this adventure even when we don't know the full extent of what that adventure will entail. And it's almost certainly going to be grand and very difficult. This plot spans 3 games. But we don't... Estelle and Joshua don't know that yet. I've lost the plot because of the dogs. We're having a hero's adventure. We're still in the ordinary world. We're still in Roland. Now the dogs are playing. This is why I usually record at night, because the dogs are asleep. Less prone to barking at people, minding their business at their own house across the street. Less prone to doing as dogs do, running around, playing, squeaking toys. But this is the time I had to record. So here we go. Very dark, very somber. Estelle, are you in there? Joshua? Dinner's ready. Just to let you know, we'll be having roasted basil chicken and onion soup gratin. That sounds so good. I'll come down later. So why don't you two go on ahead and eat? Alright. Hold on, I'm gonna close my door and hopefully that will help. We can only hope. Well, make sure to come down before your food gets cold. A Wheel of Fortune card. Again. Something really is going on. I just can't see what it is. Where's Estelle? She said to go ahead and eat without her. She didn't seem to have an appetite. I see. She took the news a lot better than I thought she would. It's not surprising she doesn't want to come out of her room, seeing as how close she is with her father. I agree. So, what do you think about all of this, Shara? Is it an accident? or an incident. To be honest, I couldn't say either way. Your dad is a top-class bracer. When it comes to crisis management, he's the best there is. Whichever it is, if your father happens to be there, it'll be resolved. But the fact is, an airliner, along with your father, has gone missing. In other words, what you're trying to say is that things that shouldn't have happened, right? Don't lose heart on me now. You need to be a stout wall of support and bear Estelle up. I'll get to work tomorrow and see what I can find out. Man, it sure smells good down here. I can't stand it any longer. What? Estelle? Are you okay? I'm so hungry I thought I was gonna pass out. Oh, this looks so good. Bon appetit! Aren't you two having any? This is great. The basil flavor really comes out when you roast it. You sure know how to cook, Joshua. Well, thanks. Come on, Shara. Don't you just sit there, too. Do you want to drink some of my dad's brandy from his secret stash? I'm pretty sure there's a bottle of Steinrose that's about 20 years old in there. Did you say Steinrose? And 20 years old, too? Shara, what do you think you're doing? Sorry, Estelle, I'm gonna have to pass this time. By the way, what were you doing up in your room? You didn't come down even after Joshua called you for supper. Huh? Oh, right, I was just looking for some extra underwear. I was having a bit of trouble finding one of my favorites because it was stuffed in the back of one of the drawers. Underwear? Oh, and a set of gear for traveling. I mean, who knows how long we'll be gone, so I figure as long as we're prepared, we'll have nothing to worry about. So what you're saying is, you intend to head to Bose to find your father? Well, duh, that's a no-brainer. And while I can't imagine anything bad happened to him, despite his horrible luck, waiting around just doesn't suit me, so I'm gonna go check things out for myself. You really are something else. Whether it's your positive attitude or thick skin, I can't say, but... You're so rude, Joshua. But you're coming along too, right? Of course. However, it looks like all airliner flights have been cancelled until the Army finishes their search. It seems like the only way to Bose is on foot. Walk to Bose, huh? I wonder how long that's going to take. For a bracer on foot, if they hurry, they can make it there in about half a day. That's not too bad. But if that's the route you're taking, that makes things easy. I think I'll tag along as well. Really? You'll come with us? But aren't you busy with a bunch of other jobs? Hey, I trained under your father, right? Did you honestly think I'd just sit here when something could have happened to the person I owe so much to? I'm going to talk to Ina and have her pass my jobs at the guild to another member. Shara. We really appreciate this, Shara. You really shouldn't be thanking me. I just can't leave a job as big as this up to a bunch of newbies. I hate to say it, but you're probably right. Oh well. Since Shara's along for the ride now, I do feel a bit more confident. We appreciate you coming with us. Myself as well. Anyway, let's make sure to drop by the guild tomorrow morning before we leave. I'll need to explain the situation to Ina. Chapter 1. Disappearance of the Lind. The Lind. I understand the situation now. To be frank though, with Sherazard taking off after Cassius, I'm going to be really short-handed. But since this involves him directly, please don't worry about anything. I really appreciate this, Ina. Make good use of Ridge while we're gone. He should be able to deal with at least 3 times his normal workload. Don't you think that's a bit harsh? Don't worry. If things get too hectic, I'll ask for help from the Grand Soul branch. By the way, Sherazard, can I get a minute? I'd like to talk with you about the job you were going to do. Sure, no problem. Estelle, Joshua, could I have you two wait upstairs? I'll be done in a minute. Understood. Shara? If we're going to be waiting, would you mind if we did it out in front of the clock tower? I'd like to say hi to someone. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay then, let's meet up in front of the clock tower. As soon as I'm done here, I'll head over there myself. Got it. Come on, Joshua. Sure. 9 o'clock. Septian Calendar 1075. Erected in partnership with the Liberal royal family, Septian Church, and Roland City. Septian Calendar 1192. Destroyed during the 100 Days' War when Roland was bombarded by the Erebonian Imperial Army. Septian Calendar 1197. Rebuilt with the cooperation of the citizens of Roland. Every time I see this clock tower, I always think, they sure did a superb job restoring it after the war. You can sure feel the spirit of Roland's people from this. Estelle? Joshua? What do you think about going up with me and waiting until Shara shows up? You mean the clock tower? Sure, I don't mind. Okay, come on. They're really just jumping us all over the place. The morning air is so refreshing. Hey, look, Joshua, we can see the house from here. You're right, I can see the roof. But do you want to tell me what's going on, since you've always avoided coming up here? I was under the impression that you didn't like this place. I like this place, but I just can't casually come up here. Because this is the place where my mom died. What? "10 years ago, during the war, when the Imperial Army surrounded Roland, they bombarded the symbol of the city, the clock tower, to try and get the citizens to surrender. This was at the time Dad was fighting in the Royal Army. I wanted to see who he was fighting against, so I climbed up the clock tower, and when the bombardment started, I couldn't get away. When I came to, I hardly had a scratch on me. My mother had saved me. I was wrapped tightly in her arms, shielded from the rubble. And as I cried, she sang my favorite lullaby. But when they finally dug us free, after the war ended and this place had been rebuilt, I avoided coming here for the most part. It's not because I have painful memories of this place, though. It's just, when I come here, a part of me wants so much to draw on her strength. Plus, I felt that I can't be strong like her if I'm always trying to rely on her. Estelle. But today is okay, right? Relying on her just this once. Asking her to bring Dad home safely. Asking her to protect him. Of course it is. And don't worry. Dad's safe for sure. Your mother's protecting him, so there's no doubt in my mind that he's safe. And if he happens to be in a bit of trouble, then you can come to his rescue. Just like your mother did for you. You can do the same for your dad. And don't forget, I'm here to help you too. Joshua. I know I can't completely understand everything you've been through, but I can stay here by your side as I am now. Or that last part was too fast. Oh well. And if you need a shoulder to cry on, you've always got mine. So... Huh? Joshua, you're trying too hard. You shouldn't say things like that so lightly. What do you mean? If I were any other girl, I would totally have misinterpreted your intentions just now. You are seriously the type who's going to have problems with romantic relationships in the future. Video game, it was getting a little too heavy. Had to pull it back there. I get it. I respect it. I'm already starting to get worried. Well, excuse me for trying to be nice. Why do you have to be like that when someone is genuinely worried about you? Thanks for cheering me up, Joshua. I feel a lot better now. I guess as long as I get some kind of thanks, it was worth looking like a complete fool. But you are unbelievable. Mumble, mumble. Don't be so mad. I'm really thankful, believe it or not. So, how about we get down from here, huh? I'm sure Cher's waiting for us. You're probably right. I don't see her down there. Mom, I finally realized why I wanted to become a bracer. It's so I could become strong and protect others, just like you. So please, watch and see. I won't fail to bring Dad home safe again. My bad, Shara was down here. Aw, the two of you had such a cute scene going on up there. Why, my cheeks even felt a bit hot just thinking about it. What's that supposed to mean? You were spying on us? Give me some credit, will you? I just happened to see you when I looked up to check the time. I sure wish I had an orbital camera to get a shot of that view. Come on. What are you trying to say, Shara? That's called family bonding, plain and simple. It's kind of like your habit of hugging everyone after your third bottle of wine. Let's not get into that. What's with the sigh? You really don't know how to take a joke, do you? Well, whatever. Did you say hi to Lena while you were up there? Yeah. I even asked her to watch over Dad. I see. Then I guess it looks like you're all set. You know, Lena's protection is equal to that of the goddess herself. Your dad's safety is pretty much guaranteed. I think you may be giving her a little too much credit. Now that you mention it, you met Estelle's mother before, right, Shara? Yeah, when I was a child. I was still in a troupe at the time. A troupe? Yeah, a troupe in a traveling circus. Shara was a dancer. Although it was a long time ago, we first met when she came to roll with the circus. 12 years ago, to be exact. I was 11 and Estelle was 4. And because of that chance encounter, when I became a bracer, I trained under your father. I didn't know that. Maybe I'll tell you about it sometime, when I get a chance. Are you about ready to head out for Bose? With airliner flights cancelled, we'll just have to make our way to Bose the old-fashioned way, by foot. First, we'll need to make our way to the Verte Bridge checkpoint, which sits on the border of the Bose region. The Verte Bridge is located at the west end of the Milch Main Road. It looks like we're all set, so let's go. Goodness, that was a long cutscene. I did not realize I was in the menu there. Okay. I'm going, real quick, to see if I can't get everyone outfitted with better gear. Estelle was dealing exactly 0 damage to Chosette in the last fight, and that's not great. So I'm gonna do that. And then we'll make our way to the Verte Bridge. Oh, hey Joshua and Estelle. What's with the baggage? Actually, where Estelle and Joshua filled Elgar in on the details. Cassius says what? And that's why you're headed to Bose? Of all people, I can't imagine that anything has happened to him. Yes, I'm under the same impression. Which is why we're off to Bose to check on things. Just sitting around would hardly make us feel better. Understandable. That's just like you kids too. Well, with Sherazard tagging along, I guess there's nothing to be worried about. Good luck, and be careful out there. We will. Letter carrier. I am looking for someone to deliver a personal letter to a colleague of mine in Bose. Please come see me at the Roland Chapel for details. Alright. We've got slightly better equipment. Estelle would still deal 0 damage, but we'd survive longer. Well, good morning, everyone. Are you going on a journey somewhere? Yeah, just over to Bose. Is that so? Then, in that case, could I ask a favor of you? I had wanted to send Father Holstein a letter, but the airliners are grounded. So, how about it? Can I get you to deliver this letter while you're there in Bose? Sure, we'll do it. It shouldn't be a problem since a letter's not that big to begin with. I really appreciate this. Alright then, here you are. Received Father Divine's letter. So, all we need to do is give this letter to Father Holstein in Bose, right? Yes. The chapel is on the east side of Bose City, so it should be fairly easy to locate. Traveling around other regions and broadening your knowledge is food for the mind. I pray that the goddess will guide you on your journey. Alright, we've got a quest, we've got some slightly better gear. Let's head to the Verte Bridge. I wonder how many monsters we'll smack into along the way. I gave Joshua something that lets us see the creatures, so hopefully it's less, for better or worse. Be more under-leveled, but won't get interrupted every third step, and that's kind of nice. Hello there, are you headed for Bose? We are, but how did you know we weren't just visiting again? Well, a number of people like yourselves have been passing through lately. Exponentially more than usual. Is that because flights have been suspended in the airspace over Bose? That's exactly what's happened. You wouldn't believe how busy this place is because of it. Well, the Royal Army is responsible for all the restricted flights, so you're really not in a position to complain. Yeah, I guess you're right about that. Oh, and another thing. Traffic through this checkpoint is also being regulated. If you want to go through here, you'll have to get a pass from the Chief Warrant Officer next door. Okay. Easy peasy. We're on good terms, right? Well, if it isn't Estelle, and Joshua too. Hello, Mr. Ashton. And this is Charizard, if I remember correctly, right? Good afternoon, sir. Where is... Oh, she's kind of in between Joshua and Estelle. You can just kind of see her hair. We'd like to cross over into the Bose region, so we were wondering about getting a pass. Let me guess, this has something to do with the line, doesn't it? Yeah. Estelle explains that Cassius was aboard the missing airliner. Goodness, Cassius was aboard. This is major. I'll issue a pass right away. Received gate pass. Thank you, sir. But is it alright if you issue us a pass just like this? What are you talking about? I know you kids by face. And as a member of the Royal Army, I should do my best to cooperate with the Bracer Guild. Oh, but one other thing. Huh? Be careful if you have any errands at the Hawken Gate north of here. You might want to hide your identities as bracers there. What do you mean? I'm sorry, but I can't say any more about the matter. But if you do intend to investigate the incident, please do so with discretion. I pray to Idios for Cassius' safe return. Interesting. Alright, we got one. Well, that was quick. Okay then, how about I open the gate for you? The soldier opened the gate by remote control. The soldier has a name, game. I think. Scott, right? Yeah, Private Scott. Alright, you're clear to go on through. Once you cross over, you won't be able to come back unless you get a pass from the other side. Please be aware of that before you cross. Got it. So that's the game telling you to take care of any errands you might have left before heading across. But I think we've got everything. I'm not positive, but I think so. So we're going to cross the Verte Bridge next time. Until then, I've been Atticus. Thank you for joining me, and goodbye.